Yeah.
Wow. No,
No.
not muted. Just letting
Everybody.
us stew.
Just
This is the
Welcome
bit.
to the
his
show.
heart is muted.
Stop.
The heart is muted.
Welcome to All Nerds Here. This is week. This is week 19. No, week 9, issue 19 of Varsity Hues. This week's issue, Beyond the Black Rainbow. We are back from a little break, and let's meet our little writers' room. Let's start with our producer, as always. Rue, tell the people who you are, where they can find you, and who your favorite Beatle is.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her. I play Tanvi, whose pronouns are she, he. And I play the Reformed playbook. Make sure I get it right now. Who's my favorite Beatle? I don't know if I have a favorite. They're all fine, I guess.
Stag,
Beatles.
dung.
In that case, I don't know, a shiny green beetle.
There's a good one.
Jesus Christ.
Simon, tell the people who you are, where they can find you, and who your favorite member of the police is.
I'm Simon. My pronouns are he, she, they. I play Manny Marino, whose pronouns are he, him, who is the transformed. My favorite member of the police. I mean, I don't know what the bit is here. I mean, it's Sting, right? So.
The only good cop.
The only good cop, right?
Alex, who are you? Where can people find you? Who's your favorite member of Josie and the Pussycats?
Oh, dang.
Bonus points if it's not Josie.
Hi, I'm Alex. My pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Fliodhas, whose pronouns are she, her, and is the Gladiator playbook. My favorite member of Josie and the Pussycats is, what is that guy? Snagglepuss, the shark?
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw, there we go. I was like, it's the right number of syllables. Jabberjaw is my favorite, because they do collaboration sometimes.
Jabberjaw. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Snagglepuss.
there we go.
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
All my regrets about this bit have gone away. Viditya, who are you? Where can people find you? And who's your favorite member of the Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Oh my god. I don't even. All right. Hi everybody. I'm Viditya Voleti. I use he him pronouns. You can find me online at Viditya Voleti because Kevin asked where you can find me. And I'll keep you for free. I'm playing Rodasi Vioma, who's the Legacy playbook. Her superhero name is Orbital. And
Well,
she
is
uses
it-
she her pronouns also. That's what she thinks it is. So she claims it is. My favorite member of Creed is the guitar.
Do you think Creedence Clearwater Revival and Creed are the same thing?
I don't know what you said.
Creedence Clearwater Revival? Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know what you said.
You know, I would actually pay money to hear Creed cover Bad Moon Rising.
I genuinely
The
do not know
blank
this
expression on his face brings, oh, my heart is not muted anymore. Hi, I am Thien the Long Nguyen. My pronouns are currently he, him. I run this shit show. And this week, there is no cover. The book, this is a special issue where it comes in a plastic bag and there is no front cover. It just goes straight into the first page, which we see the mountain of a spaceship crashing down on Sunset City, being sucked into the ground by the void coming out of Rodasi Vioma, aka Phobital.
That's what the tabloids are calling me.
No.
Phobital's navel.
Navel.
It'd be
Yeah, the
easy to have
Sunset
to come out
City
the chest, but
Inquirer,
like,
right?
you know,
Out the navel.
yeah, the belly button is the black hole of the body.
Oh my god.
And the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Now we're on the same page.
Oh my god.
Tanvi, Manny, Fliodhas, you all look on as like you are dispersed throughout the scene of this prison break, this prison bus rescue of little Sammy, the giant chicken kaiju transformed kid, who we learned last time was exposed to the same radioactive ooze that Manny was exposed to, and he is being saved by a group of vigilante anti-heroes, maybe just anti-villains, led by Leela, joined by Tanvi. And yeah, shit's going bad. All the mole men below ground, they're really freaking out. We get a whole page of like them like clutching their babies and running to find shelter.
That's what you open this volume and it's or you open this issue and it's
Yeah,
Just a
the
bunch
first
of
page is
mole
like the splash of just that scene, and then it cuts to like 2 pages of mole men panicking and running for their lives. Little alarm bells going off and sirens.
Oh. You get like a mini comic within the comic of just
Yeah.
the
interesting. Okay.
All right. So what
don't have to do
status were
anything.
all of us in? I have all my conditions marked. I remember being pretty messed up,
Same.
but I don't think I'm trapped in an orb
just
anymore, so
missing
that's good.
one.
Seems like a good time to run, to just abandon the city.
We are all here.
We just go and have a
I mean-
beach day.
We'll find out about Rodasi.
Oh, physically. Our bodies are all here.
So Rodasi is like
I have a
in going like supernova mode, right?
Yeah.
Just like
Yes.
floating, emanating this aura.
Imploding.
Yeah.
yeah, basically. I can't remember what move triggered that. Was it I took a powerful blow?
Yeah, you took a powerful blow and
That's
like, you
what it
rolled
was.
like a
You
1.
lost control of your
Yeah,
powers.
that's what it was. Okay.
I betrayed you.
You betray. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that it was caused by you, but I forgot the betrayal.
Literally
part.
stabbed in the back.
Literally stabbed in the back.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so
With a scythe.
With a scythe.
Molten lava scythe.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
gotta go,
lovely.
it's a pretty cool way to go.
If I gotta go. And yeah, Floss was trying to grab.
Oh, that's right. I just
kid.
jumped into the middle of all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bad
Flawless, you're
guys.
closest to. You see them coming out of the bus. You're closest to them. Becky Kelsey has come out the bus. Becky Kelsey, the witch discovered, is coming out the bus, like carrying Sammy over her shoulder. Not like a fireman's carry, but he's like walking and like she's like carrying him. Like I don't know what the phrase is for that.
Like a baby?
No, like he's walking and like sort of struggling to walk, and like she is supporting him.
Oh,
With her-
okay.
Like his
Like he's a
arm is
tiny
over her
trunk.
shoulder, and yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Got it.
And then like you see this black hole. You might be the only one with experience besides Rodasi with black holes, having gone through one to get here.
Jeez,
Oh.
yeah. And the mountain world ship
Yeah,
with
crashing
my
down.
people visiting
Suddenly,
is just coming down.
the silhouette looms over you. Do you go for your people? Do you go for this kid? Do you go for your friend?
Let's see. I think in my mind I was already like in the air, like jumping towards the kid as a freeze frame
Mhm.
at the end of last time, because I think that's cool. So I think I land, and then like as I land, the shadow is going over me because it was like very dramatically, cutting the panel in half. So there's a second where like she lands in the middle of the group, and then suddenly it's like dark, right,
Yeah.
over all of them, and they're like very like whoa. Everyone's kind of taking a second to react, and I think that I have. What did I get? Didn't I get some little trinket from my parents that was like my way to contact them?
That sounds familiar.
And even if you didn't, like I have no.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
think I
there's no
got a
reason for me
little-
to deny you.
You're like, no, fuck up. Thank
No,
you.
I don't want you to.
Oh, it's so
build
nice
your character in
not
an
being
interesting way.
Viditya when I play.
I know. I was just about to make that joke. If it was Viditya,
Right.
there'd be no point because Viditya wouldn't talk to his sister.
Okay, well, I will get all of the GM kudos by actually using my move to talk to my family.
Yes.
So I land, I get like a hand on the kid's arm, and then with my other hand, I hold up a little carved stone thing and like squeeze it real hard, and some runes on it kind of light up, and we see it like shoots a little like beam up to the ship, showing that we're connected.
Uh-huh.
And she just says, "To beam up now."
Oh, good.
Oh.
Hang
So
on.
let me roll for that, see how that goes.
What is this a move you're making?
Yeah,
Are you
this is the move. I mean, no, it's not a move. It just happens. No, I'm doing
what move are you doing?
I'm doing belong in two worlds. So that's going to be a
Oh.
roll plus superior. When I contact my people, I will see what happens. What did I roll? Here we go. That's a 10. Thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna have to tell me what happens with this. I
yeah.
don't know this move.
no worries. It says that everyone heals all their conditions, and the MC has to give them $5.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I like
Okay.
this move.
That sounds
This-
exactly like Brendan Conway's design.
That's game balance.
So on a 10 plus, I will hold 3. On a 7 to 9, I would hold 2. And I'm going to spend my hold to do a couple cool things. I can receive a useful piece of alien technology that will allow me to use any ability from another playbook once, choosing it when I spend the hold. I can consult my people's knowledge to ask the GM a question about the current situation, and I can clear a condition through the comfort of contact with my home. So I guess I get to do all 3 of those, which
You
is
can do 'em
polite.
right now.
Yeah.
Which is polite.
Yeah. So let's see here. I guess maybe we get a because my people have some sort of like magic stuff going on, so maybe we get our magic phone call happens like kind of in the psychic realm.
Oh,
So
sick.
it's we get a little shot of her shouting, and then it's like that shot again, but it's in the sort of like wavery impressionistic
Mhm.
vision that they have, and then like her parents are just there in front of her, and like they're in color, and everything else is sort of in grayscale.
Oh, across the Bifrost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through like the mycelium network shit. Okay, so you just so this move, it gets you a gadget you want, lets you ask a cool question, and then gets you +1 towards like acting.
And I clear a condition.
Clear condition. Okay,
Through
and
the
you're doing
comfort of
one of each of
contact with
those.
my home.
Okay, and the gadget you're using is like teleportation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gadgets, right?
I'm
Okay.
gonna get a little thing that activates the teleportation ability from. Yeah, one of these playbooks has to have teleporting.
Yes.
Easily.
Cool.
I believe it's the delinquent.
Thank you.
What's it look like? What's weird organic alien teleportation look like?
Plant comes out and just spits you up.
Like spores.
Yeah, I was thinking like you just
Yeah.
burst into a cloud of spores.
That
You get
I
like
love that.
vacuumed up.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Like a
it's-
will-o-wisp. You become like a will-o-wisp because you're like all kind of like Gaelic Celtic-y, right?
Oh yeah, that works.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so like you connect through your parent, and I think you see your parental figures, and like
Mhm.
they don't even acknowledge you. They like understand this is an emergency. It's like you see them and they already understand, and like you just suddenly we cut back to this panel of you and Sammy, and then he's touching fucking Becky Kelsey. So I'm gonna say
Yeah, that's
she's also
awesome.
part of
I
this.
appreciate that this technology just chains it.
Yeah, it's whoever's
Nice.
touching.
Yeah,
it,
big chains.
it
two,
can't
big
tell
chain three.
like different people,
Mhm.
and you know the earliest versions, like people became like the Fly. But yeah, y'all like turned into one, like 3 little like will-o-wisps, and like you don't go straight. It's not like a laser. That'd be too like that'd be
kinda
too
meanders.
techie sci-fi. You do like a wavy like dancey type
Aw.
thing,
That's
going
super
up and
fun.
going up. You don't go with like through the bottom of the ship. You go around to the edge, and then you fly into the mountain. Like we follow, and like you like do this very like 90s Spielberg flying through valleys and mountains and just forests and shit. And then you land like on this pad of stone that's all carved and engraved that the artists have made like into faux what the fuck is it called, Stonehenge, because they have no other frame of reference.
Nice.
And like you teleport there, and like Becky Kelsey's like, what? And Sammy's like too out of it to like recognize, and like your parents are just like there and freaking out, and like a couple of your cousins and siblings are also there, like all gathering, like there's a mix of like some people are freaking out because like it's not that it's not like that they're generally afraid of like catastrophe, but this is a catastrophe they can't fight.
Right.
This is like something that's happening to them. It's not something they can do much about, but beyond like those that are actually engineers and like the bioengineers and shit that like control the ship. And like we get a frame of like your parent or your parental figures like hugging you, clutching you, and then we cut back down. Manny, Flo was just fucked off. The alien abandoned you, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The one maybe most well equipped to handle a black hole dipped, said, I'm out. This is the same for me.
That's why they're the most equipped, because they
I'm gonna take this other transform kid.
I did
Becky
take the
Kelsey.
enemy leader and the most vulnerable person out of the equation, so like that eases it up a little bit for you. That's like
No, Manny is still like face to face, like looking at Leela. They were having like a little like a big dramatic moment, like trying to argue with each other over like the philosophy of what is the right thing to do.
Yeah, we were having our Professor X Magneto showdown.
Yeah.
And she's like she had this whole screed.
Yeah.
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 Which is like I understand, but also maybe this is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
You hit your Magneto and
Right. So Tanvi's floating around too, right? Like doing rock stuff.
Tanvi's imminently about to get like sucked into the black hole.
Yeah, like
Being
trying to
right
float
there.
away.
What is Leela's response to seeing this black hole like starting to suck everything in?
I think like shock and awe, just like totally out of her depth. Like this is beyond like the scope of what she thought she was gonna handle here and today. Like she thought like this is gonna be easy little prison break. Maybe you fight, at worst you fight some heroes and get away, like get arrested.
Yeah.
This is like world threatening shit.
This is apocalyptic.
Yeah.
So I think Manny like was ready to square up, right? Prior to this moment. So there's like a panel, I think, of the like them kind of snarling at each other. And then like everyone's looking up at it's that kind of intense Dutch angle, looking up at the swirling chaos around Rodasi. Manny looks back at her and says, I trusted you.
This wasn't us. That's your girl.
You pushed my friend, my sister, who's already been through so much to the breaking point. This is on you.
She like, her face is like so pained and like conflicted, and she wants to argue, but like she resolves herself and like steals up her face and like like sort of like hardens her heart, and is like, you know what, hero? Go be a hero. That's when you do so bad.
Manny rears up to his full bat monster height and takes on that more assured pose that he's been doing. And it's clear that it's hard for him. Like you can see he's drawn, I think he's drawn so that little bat boy Manny is like next to him, looking terrified in comparison to him. Because I have all my conditions marked.
Right.
Manny says,
I'm not a hero. I'm a monster.
And I'm gonna use my moment of truth.
Yo.
Okay. What is your moment of truth?
So Manny, my moment of truth description is, it's so easy to forget that you're not your body and you're not the voice in your head. You're both. Be the monster and save them anyway. Smash down walls and speak softly. Because when you embrace it, you can do anything. Of course, putting on a display like this is sure to rile up those who only see the monster when they look at you. So Manny, I think, I basically take narrative control here when I'm using the moment of truth. And then I lock one of my labels permanently so it can never shift again. Manny just like stands there and then like lifts off the ground from standing into the air and zooms towards Rodasi.
If I can interject like one little thing.
Yeah, go.
There intercuts like a panel of like close up on Leela's face, and she is like heartbroken and like in the smallest of word bubbles, like whispers to herself, "No," just like heartbroken about what you said, and then cuts back to your action.
Manny flies and like punches through obstacles that are like floating around in this cyclone as they're like drifting through. Like, here's a car, chunk, just explodes through it. Here's a billboard for Jamison's meat sticks, boom, punches through that. Like a stop sign like wraps around his wing and he just sort of like flexes and it twists off. He like stops. Like if this was animated, there would be a cell of like speedy animation in that instant slow-mo, like as he like forces himself to stop and wraps his wings around Rodasi, like cradling her, and in a very gentle speech bubble that is not the growly one, he says, "I have darkness inside of me too, so let me take yours." And he like starts to absorb the gravity well, like shadows just like slurping around him until he's covered in like an oil slick of anti-gravity. And then like I think there's like a panel of him just like floating like this ball of a bat, and then like a burst of like residual shockwave energy as everything just sort of like stabilizes around him. And the like last panel I think of this sequence is he drifts down to the ground, unfolds his wings, holding Rodasi in arms so he has wings and he's got arms in addition now because he's got shape-shifting flesh. So he has carrying arms. And he just like lands in a very gentle like 3-point kind of stance, and sets Rodasi on the ground. And then looks up at the rest of the Villain League, I guess.
I want to see what Tanvi's like reaction or thoughts was like as Manny flew past Tanvi, like to go grab Rodasi. Like, what's your reaction to all that?
Yeah, I think when we get back to Tanvi, she's still kind of like coming out of that moment of she had that like laser focus of just anything I can do to get my team out of here or like otherwise uninvolved so that we can finish this thing and be over with this. That's what I'm gonna do. So she's still kind of like coming out of that like focus, in addition to just being like, what happened? I was just trying to like put Rodasi out of commission, not whatever the fuck this is. So I think she's just kind of like frozen in shock. Like she's still sort of like trying to figure out what happened, because this is definitely not something she would have aimed for, because she has no idea what this is. if anything, I think she kind of wasn't even sure that this would work, because usually that between her and Rodasi tends to win in fights. So she was kind of, I think, aiming to like, this fight is gonna take a bit of time and I'm gonna have to gear up for like another thing as soon as I like put her out of commission. I might only have like a couple seconds, so I think she's still like kind of recovering. I think when she sees Manny go by, yeah, I think she's just kind of like still processing what's happening. So she's just like, what do I do? And then I think like because she's so in her head, her powers are kind of doing whatever they want, because she's not thinking about it at the moment. So like, I think the earth is starting to like shift, and like the more she's kind of getting in her head, the more everything is starting to become more unstable around her, because she's like losing all of her focus on keeping her power under control, which I think she doesn't realize is partially like a mental thing that she does. It's not just these weird like physical components that she thinks is keeping control. She's the one doing it. So when she's not actively doing that anymore, it's just sort of doing whatever it wants.
I think you're watching this whole scene happen and you're feeling all that, and you see Manny like fly past you and like sort of in a way become like a sin eater for you. Like it's sort of taking on the consequences of your actions and like sort of coming down, and like you see Manny from up above, from your perspective over your shoulder, shot probably in this panel. We see like Manny's wings unfurling, and we see Rodasi like sort of ragdoll in his arms, and you're looking down. And I think in the very edge of that frame, Tanvi sees Leela, and Leela like still has a heartbroken expression and like sort of shock and awe, and, like confusion, but like resolves herself and like looks at you and like cocks her head like, let's go.
And to drive that home, I think like Manny sees that and just says very, very quietly, in that same kind of deep voice without the gravel, "This is over. There's nothing more for you here."
Is that directed at Tanvi or just
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
at Leela.
Leela?
Okay.
Okay.
I think.
But is it like sort of, is the audience supposed to be like, oh, and that's also like sort of directed at Tanvi?
I
sort
think
of,
the fandom is like, oh damn, you could read this two ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna
It's
say,
one of
does
those.
it look like it's kind of in both of their directions, where Tanvi could also be like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
maybe it's like Manny was like saying that to Leela like center frame, but like Tanvi is like sort of at the
It's
edge
just
of the
off to frame,
Yeah.
right, floating in midair, kind of off to the side. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think off of that, Tanvi, we kind of see like a panel of her approaching Leela as she like is coming back down to the ground. I think she's just using like rocks to kind of bring herself back down safely. And she approaches Leela. Trying to see if she wants to do a move. I don't think so. I think she's just gonna talk to her, but yeah, I think she's gonna approach Leela, and if Leela doesn't say anything, she's gonna go up to her with kind of
Leela will say something if you give her the opportunity.
oh
Like, if you want to say something.
Yeah, I think that Tanvi starts. Like, she might give like a second of space, but is really wanting to say something, so she'll go right into it. You know, being a villain really doesn't prepare you for what the right course of action is when we're presented in with a situation like this where our back's against the wall and there are people being hurt, and some of those people are people we're responsible for, or we thought we were responsible for, and we have to make quick decisions about the least harm that we're supposed to do. When we're villains, we're supposed to look out for number one, right? We're looking out for ourselves and our goals, and that's it. It's as long as the ends justify the means, it doesn't matter how we get there. I think you have your heart in the right place, but I think it's gonna take time for you to figure out how to get there. I think I see what you were trying to do, and I think a lot of us see what you were trying to do, and that it wasn't to hurt people, but people got hurt anyway. And I still don't have this hero thing figured out at all. But what I have managed to figure out is that kind of have to take accountability for when you fuck up. And I think we both really messed up here. This mess happened because of us.
She's like closing the distance. Like you landed like probably a couple like feet away from her, and like she's closing that distance, and like her face like still has that like very conflicted feeling, and she winds back and she slaps the shit out of you. And like this is not like a mechanical thing. Like you're not gonna take a powerful blow, but she's like trying to smack some sense into you. Job's not
sounded
done.
like you were trying to comfort or support her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that was gonna trigger, I would say
that's what you're going for. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might change things.
Okay.
Starts to raise her hand and then
Right.
goes down.
She
a
does
notch.
it anyway, and then I'm like, I'm
I
still
mean, she
here.
could do it anyway.
She could.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, God, I have a -1 to mundane.
-1 ain't bad.
Ooh,
Yeah, okay. that
Wow,
tracks.
I love that.
That's as bad as it gets.
Right? What happened? What
Damn.
y'all
It's
gotta
a
tell me.
1.
Oh wow, yeah. She kills you. She winds back and pulls out a Glock.
Sparrow.
Tanvi's like, what the hell?
No, yeah. So she winds back and she smacks the hell out of you. Like we get that Batman smacking Hal Jordan like panel.
Oh,
Job's not done. Heroes and villains, I don't fucking care. They call me whatever they want. I know what I need to do. Job's not done. We need to get up there. And she points up to the mountain.
get dunked on.
Yeah, you're right. Job's not done.
I think she's trying. Does she still have influence over you?
Ooh.
I don't think so because she cashed in that favor.
Yeah, I think that was the only.
Or no, Sparrow cashed in that favor.
Hmm.
Oh.
So you tell me. It's on your sheet.
Give me 1 sec.
This is your resource to track.
Yeah, this is what
It looks
happens.
like she has obligation.
Yeah, I think she still has obligation over.
Oh, sorry, that's Arya I'm looking at.
Oh, I think she had 2. I just didn't maneuver it
Oh, okay.
over to the roll 20. So I think she cashed in the 1, but she still has the other 1 over me.
She has one over you. Okay, so
Yeah.
she is going to. She's going to try and shift your labels here. As you're trying to talk, you're trying to make some big speech at her.
Yeah.
She's like, no, fuck that. She wants to shift. Let's see. She's gonna shift your superior up and your mundane down. Like heroes and villains doesn't matter. It matters about doing what needs to be done, is what she's saying, and like knowing what needs to be done.
Interesting. Okay.
Heroes and Villains is for the rubes watching the news. It's for children's stories.
Tanvi's gonna reject it.
Okay.
Leela, the circumstances have changed. There was a black hole up here just seconds ago. What were you gonna do with that? Your philosophy and beliefs were gonna protect you if everything got swarmed into Rodasi? You can't just
That's
hide
done.
behind.
That's over. Sammy's up there.
You're not seeing past what you want to do. I'm done with this.
Okay.
If you're going after him, I'm stopping you.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's not gonna stop. And as you say that, we cut. I think the scene like kind of melts away.
Also, I don't know if this makes a difference. I missed on the reject influence.
Oh wow. Well, how many conditions do you have?
I am at 3. I was able.
Okay,
to
so you're not
pull
gonna
away
pass
some-
out as soon as you say I'm
No.
gonna stop you.
Yeah.
Mm.
You get XP for that, and you get XP for missing on the comforter support.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
So you
you.
get 2 XP,
Hell yeah.
and then you mark a condition because her words hit you extra hard,
Okay.
and you shift your superior up and your mundane down.
Got it. Okay. Do I get to pick the condition, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless the move specifies, or the GM is like, yes, this specific thing, then you always get to pick what condition you mark.
okay.
I think that's up to you in this one.
I think afraid makes sense for her right now. I think she's like, Leela, it sounds like she's gonna do anything. This is bad.
Right.
Right.
So like I think what that looks like is like you say I'm gonna stop you, and like she sort of like she squares up to you, gets in your face, and like we see that like effect of like her power coming over. Like it's probably what's the color of your blue? I don't know. Yeah, like a blue like sort of aura comes over her and like sort of transfers into you, and like you look smaller, and like we get like this not literal but like sort of the metaphorical image of her like growing and towering over you, and like you looking real small, and like sort of like you looking small in like the shadow of the person who replaced you and now who's bossing you around and telling you you're wrong and stuff. And like that shadow like continues and grows and grows and grows, and like it grows into a couple panels, and like sort of a lot of budget has been put in this book of for just pages, like 3 pages of just the shadow extending out over like scenes of the rubble, and like into like a totally black page, and then another black page. So this is like 6 pages now invested in just this bit, and like sort of it like and we see this little figure like sort of floating in space, like spinning, like getting closer and closer as like we get close to it, and we see Rodasi like sort of floating in the void of nothingness, and then like sort of Rodasi, you wake up in a start, sort of not knowing where you are, and like as you wake up we see like the scenes that are happening of Manny like starting like Manny confronting Leela and like flying up, and Tanvi like watching this, and Flo's jumping all very faintly like black on black mat in the background, so like implying that this whatever is happening in the scene right now for Rodasi is happening like in somewhere else while all that is happening in the physical.
I'm trying to think if she would like. I think she would maybe like.
What's the first words that come out of Rodasi's mind? Not even if she says it. What's the thought?
I think it's like all this happening, and then you just see a really small. Fuck.
Everybody at home,
Yeah.
if you're watching at home, get your Carpenter Brute queued up. The soundtrack to this scene. And like we get like sort of your small little thought bubble fuck, and like that sort of onomatopoeias out in like red on the black in front of the matte like scenes, growing and growing and growing, like fuck, echoing out.
I think Rodasi like closes her eyes, like you just get like a small panel of like close your eyes, opens them, closes them harder, like squeezes them, kind of opens one, and then just kind of, and then both of them
The
kind of
slope
open.
of your eyelid opening.
And
There
then
you go, Trip.
he's like, I don't want to be here. So kind of, I'm assuming it also echoes a little bit.
All that like in the same red, like bloody red font.
I don't know if I should be here. I think like I feel like I like the idea that like time is also kind of weird, or like
Yeah.
she feels kind of weird where it's going. So like she just kind of floats there, and like it's like it's maybe like a page of like her kind of just floating around, right?
Yeah,
it's just very
Just drifting around this page. Like,
just
listening.
drifting around this page.
Like the background panels of like what's happening in the real world are like
Yeah.
getting stretched out.
Ooh, that's really fun. Yeah. And it's like it's weird distorted. It's almost like you can find last issue's panels, like pages, and they're like overlaid and distorted. Like it's exactly the same kind of stuff that's going on. And I think like after that page, she just kind of goes like, if you're gonna, like, if you're gonna say something.
I think before you can finish that sentence, like we get an onomatopoeia of like clack, clack, clack of like heels on tile is what is supposed to be. And we see this like from your perspective, this figure coming from the distance, walking, but like sort of in a spiraling circle towards you.
Ooh, I like that, yeah.
And it's the figure as it comes closer, you start to recognize it. Rodasi's mother, who went into the black hole, who we last saw in like a very serene park, dressed in like some Ann Taylor type fashion, now is dressed in the orbital suit.
Ooh.
A chair like comes out of like a chair seems to have always been there. You just never noticed. And she sits down cross-legged.
Oh my god. We established that Rodasi's mom like she was young. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's gonna be like
20s, 30s.
I think I love the fact that Rodasi is still floating around. Like doesn't have a chair at least yet, right? And so it's just like upside down, kind of looking at her like.
It's a scene between two Pyomas, so of course there's like a couple pages for this issue of just no words. Well, I think that's really appropriate. She doesn't say anything at first, and you're still like still like in limbo.
I love it. No, I love it.
It's funny, but like it's
apt.
Also
fair to
true.
point.
She's like, all right, are you gonna scold me too? Are you gonna finally do your
wherever
motherly
you find
duties?
yourself is where you belong.
Oh. Say that again.
Wherever you find yourself, dear, is where you belong. Big, like, bold period at the end of that sentence.
Yeah. And Rodasi is just like, I think she's like pained, annoyed. Like her face is like in her hand. She's like rubbing her eyes like.
What tells you you don't belong here?
It's trying to get out? I haven't been able to do anything helpful, useful. I keep coming back here.
Useful by whose measure? Who tells you what you have done is useful or not useful?
I don't know.
To whom does gravity answer?
It's different, though, like my sister, your other daughter, she berates me. Dad hasn't talked to me in a few days or longer. I don't know. My friends. I feel like gravity's working against me. Gravity's pushing me down rather than lifting me up now. I don't know if I'm if I'm just on the wrong side of, if I'm just in the wrong place.
Or you simply have not accepted where you belong.
I try to go to school. I try to be a hero. It's hard. It's hard figuring out where you belong. And I think like there is like a quiet moment. She like trails off.
As you're talking about your burdens, is it like also weighing you down like physically in the space?
Are you like drifting further?
Like you're floating down the z-axis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like really fun. Yeah.
And she's like floating above you in the chair.
That's really
My
good.
other question was, are you sharing a vulnerability or a weakness with her?
With my void, with my void mom.
With your void mom?
Void Mother. What fucking tabletop RPG class is that?
Void mother? Yeah, I'm gonna take a note of that real quick.
Yeah, that's save that for
that's
Epsilon
mine.
Station.
Okay, yeah. I think I am sharing a vulnerability because it would be nice to also trigger another move and give her influence over. Yeah. So it's like vulnerability, a weakness or something. Told them a secret about your legacy, which is kind of weird, right? I'm like, I think yeah, it's just this confiding.
Well, she's in the
I hate
void,
this.
right? So she doesn't, in theory, know what's happening
Oh, like
outside of the void. Like, does she know that they're giving the legacy to this kid who's not part of the bloodline?
Oh, right. Oh, that's a good point. Because I think I was gonna say it's like, I don't know, I think like it's kind of clicking a little bit for Rodasi. Like she's kind of ranting at this entity and is all like, whether you're my mom or just a manifestation of the gravity of the black hole that is trying to convey something into me. That's, I don't know. You're here. I have to
Small
come
word
to
bubble.
you.
Interesting. Ellipses.
I love that.
Elcor voice, amused.
I have to come to you, and either that or you left, never came back, and out there, like you're asking me, do I belong? Who does gravity bend to? It's in me, it's my thing, but regardless of whether or not I can do this, and I think like there's just a little shockwave, like she just kind of, there's like the idea of the powers.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, whether I'm this, I'm not this, and I like point at the like little orbital symbol that I kind of have on me.
You drew on your community service.
Yes,
t-shirt?
exactly. They're trying to give it away to somebody else because I'm such a disappointment. I think it'd be better in somebody else's hands, and I could gesture towards
Would
her.
it?
I don't know.
What do you know? Isn't that like sort of sassy?
Yeah.
Like, sort of is not the tone. Like, I know that can't be conveyed in like little text, but we're not playing. No, it's not.
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Actual comic book, so.
I think in like the moment of like, what do you know? Like, Rodasi finally like kind of, I think like almost naturally, unknowingly sits in a chair, right? Like across. And
I think like maybe Rodasi doesn't know. Like Rodasi would have no idea that she knows this scene is happening. But in that matte black on black in the background in the void, we get a scene that's like sort of, if folks who purchase the physical version of this book, and there's some like app that works on the digital versions, UV light will help make these panels clear. We get a scene of that's no longer distorted, of a scene that's not being witnessed by person, but like sort of by gravity, of Rodasi's older sister sort of being at home in civvies and civilian clothes, and like sort of having just talked to her dad, having gotten an argument with your father, getting like a call on her like little like superhero team communicator about what's happening, and like sort of sweat breaking on her face, and like sort of obviously like the signs of like PTSD happening, and throws the phone and walks away from it.
Wow. Okay.
And like not in a way that is unclear whether or not she's going to address the situation that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think Rodasi knows, but she doesn't know how she.
Yeah, I think like it's like so it's like what do you know? She kind of senses, witnesses, whatever this.
I probably
Not
just fucking fillet myself. We get a scene of in that same sort of fashion of your mother like sort of putting on the suit, sort of like saying I'll see you for dinner to your dad, as like she goes off ready to go into the black hole, sort of flying out, breaking orbit, breaking like the sound barrier, probably like everybody's like cheering for her on going on this fucking journey and stuff. And sort of ambassadors of Fliodhas's people like are in attendance of like this ceremony, and she flies out and she's like flying through space, flying through orbit, flying past each of the planets and like all these like sort of spatial bodies, like singing songs to herself, like sort of passing time, having a moment where she's like playing a game that she made up to herself, and then going up to the black hole and like smiling, really excited, like looking like an adventurer about to go on a journey, go into the beyond and like discover new things. And she goes into the black hole like with a big grin on her face. And then it cuts back to Void Mom just looking very neutral, like curious at you.
Yeah.
Like all that happens, and like Void Mom is just like right in the middle in that chair.
Yeah.
Looking very neutral.
Rodasi.
And everything you're saying still echoes in that like bloody red font. Nothing she says echoes here.
Ooh, I like that. Rodasi kind of like looks at Void Mom, kind of squints a little bit, and is like, "What? Oh, by the way, just real quick, because I shared a vulnerability. Or shared a vulnerability. You do gain influence on me. If the Void can do that.
Yeah. I don't know. On your sheet, put Void.
Well, she's an adult,
She's an adult. Yeah.
right? So she already has influence over you by default. So she gets to shift your labels.
Because I think what I wanted to do, why I bring that up again, is because I think Rodasi like asks very earnestly, and I think like a little different than the last time is like, what do you want me to do out there?
Yeah.
Like a lot more purpose, right? Not. It's like she's not lost looking for direction, but now is like, you're trying to do something here, like you. I want to know actually what your plans are. I would even say like this may be piercing the mask, but
let's resolve that vulnerability real quick.
Yes.
So the labels Void Mother is going to try and shift for you. I'm leaning on this a lot, but I like it. Superior up, mundane down.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're better than normal people. You are a force of nature.
Yeah. You are gravity.
Yeah.
You are inevitable.
And my superior is really low, and my mundane is pretty high. So I kind of like that. Do I want to reject it? I think I really want to know the answer first. I think I'm gonna reject it. I think this is me being like, I'm not just gonna let you push me around. I kind of want to know what's happening. Reject someone's influence.
You could
I do get a +1. I get,
We could have Kevin just like say the direction as part of the label shift, and then you can see if you agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As
That's
part
sort of
that,
how it's being expressed.
You asked, what do you want? Like, what are your goals? Well, like, sort
yes.
of
Yeah.
To Void Mommy is one of our avid fans. What's the most dramatic way to say it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Consume. Big, bold font with a period on the end.
Oh,
Spooky.
oh,
Scary.
this is good. This is very good.
And I think, yeah, let's. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's. How do you react?
Okay, we might be. There may be a thing going on here, Kevin. We might be on the same wavelength, a little bit. But I want to reject that.
Yeah.
I get a +1 forward because whenever the legacy matters is when you take influence over somebody from your legacy, or you give them influence over you, which I just did. I mark potential and take +1 forward.
Ah.
When someone from your legacy causes your labels to shift, mark potential and take +1 forward. So I think I'm going to. Should I guess I could let them shift my labels and then I get more potential and things like that. But no, I'm gonna reject the influence.
Yeah.
I got
You'll still
+1
get it if you fail,
if I fail.
because they'll shift your labels anyway.
All right, I did an 8. So I actually don't know.
Let's see. When you reject someone's influence on a 7 to 9, choose one. Clear condition, marked potential. Clear condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them. You get to pick one of those.
Acting to prove them wrong. That's not really what I'm trying to get at. And
Shift
me
labels your own choice.
choosing to shift my own labels, that wouldn't trigger legacy matters because
No, someone else has to do it, right?
yeah, that
Or
makes
cancel
sense.
their influence and take +1 for you.
I think I'm not going to cancel their influence, but I am going to clear afraid. What? Did you?
You also clear condition for sharing a vulnerability.
Oh, cool. They're guilty. Nice.
If
It's
you
what
want
happens
to.
when you go to therapy. With your
And you
feelings.
immediately have to act to prove her wrong.
Yeah, I think Rodasi kind of like does it consume. Rodasi asks, "What do you want me to do?" She goes, "The orbital." She's like, "The orbital legacy isn't to. Your power isn't a gift, is it?"
Okay, so I
We-
think let me interject something real quick
Yeah.
that might recontextualize. Like it's supposed to be ominous, but like
Yeah,
I think like sort of as you rear up to like prove wrong or whatever,
Yeah.
like we get more scenes
Yeah.
of like your mother exploring and like sort of being happy and like exploring the worlds beyond, even further than Fliodhas' home planet,
Ooh, nice.
and
yeah.
like consuming, learning about things. Images of your grandmother going out, meeting people, making bonds, consuming by gathering and hoarding more like power, more like soft power.
Yeah. Okay.
So destruction is like sort of
Is not.
is the surface level there,
Yeah.
but there's like more levels to
There's
it.
more
that-
to it.
yeah.
I like that. He's like,
Entropy.
yeah. Leslie's like, you're. So we're vessels. The Viomas, or well, the orbitals are vessels to kind of satiate, to empower us, to allow us to grow and consume and make space.
Like sort of this probably occurs to Rodasi, but like consume is probably just the word that
Yeah,
is best translated of like not
like
like the
it.
literal, not exactly what it,
I like it. I like it.
just the most dramatic mistranslation.
She's like, okay.
And then it like sort of it shows you in the middle of the city, right outside this theme park, the science theme park, sucking up, like sucking sucking a little busted up blue beetle into you. Like a bicycle goes in there, like a Sonora hot dog cart goes in there.
No, I'm doing this wrong. I think. Yeah. Rodasi, I think, like, kind of gets up from the chair and is like, I think I need to talk to my sister. Because you're not
Because
out
like
there.
it sort of gets hyphenated. So if we get another panel of somebody like
That's
sort of
fine.
floating. It's your sister and her civvies, like that same like sort of intro, like out of control, like way more wildly out of control than you were.
Ooh.
Coming in and like sort of drifting into the panel, and like Void Mom is still in the center, like sort of always like spinning, but like always in that middle of the page.
Wait, so she's here.
Your sister is freaking out. Fuck. She is saying many fucks.
And they're
Echoing
all
out a lot of fucks.
So, does he kind of, I think, like, would it make sense if, like, she is just walking, like, normally, like, she just starts running, like, she's not floating anymore?
Yeah, at this point you've gotten control, I think.
Yeah, so, like, I'm running
like,
over to her.
I think everything you say echoes has been like sort of pitch shifted, like the tone has like gone more towards a pink.
Ooh, I like
instead of that bloody red. But your sister is just like bloody red because like she is fucking high anxiety. What the fuck is this, Mom?
I think I hold my arms out to her and try and catch her.
Yeah, you
Like,
do like the Conan grasping the forearms. Because like that's the most secure one.
I love it. I go, hey, Akka.
Senny is your sister's.
Senny is my sister's name. Sorry, Akka is older sister.
No, I just need to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Akka. I grab.
Is
her and
Senny
I go,
short or is that?
Senny is the full name. Yeah.
Okay.
Senny is the. Senny is one of the celestial bodies. I forgot which one. I think it's Saturn.
The one floating.
Yes. I
Same
think it's Saturn because Saturn has a bunch of rings orbiting it. So, Rodasi grabs her and goes like, "Hey, are you? Hey, it's okay. It's fine. You're not. Why are you freaking out?" I think she's
Brody,
actually
what
confused.
the fuck did you do?
What do you mean? What did I do? You didn't. You didn't come in here.
Where the fuck is here?
I think Rodasi looks over to
And I think your
Void
sister's
Mom.
not like your sister's been one like sort of ever since she like adopted the mantle and like sort of was told she had to be an adult. Like your mom like has been gone for a long time and like had to be the adult like to your dad like very young, like has like did not swear all that much. I think.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
I can't remember if she swore in previous issues. I don't think she said more than 3 words in previous issues, but you correct.
I mean, either way, this is definitely like really breaking her character for sure.
Yeah.
That we've seen. I look over. Rodasi kind of looks over to Void Mom, and it just goes, "Oh, we're in the void."
Void Mom now has like a pad and pen.
God damn. You didn't. I thought. Did you hear me? Could you hear me? I'm trying to kind of grab her towards me. Like I'm trying to just stabilize her.
Why are we here? No, I couldn't hear you.
Well, I think I like look back. I go, I don't know. I kind of ended up here. One of my best friends betrayed me.
Scribble.
And did you know that even though we're indestructible, shit hurts?
Maybe the background panel of like the matte black has like the sight slash going behind
Yeah.
it.
Oh, good.
Betrayal still hurts.
So tempted to be like, oh, you got broken up.
Oh, you got broken up.
But that's
You-
not what she would say.
No, we're just friends. Maybe.
Or she would hit you really hard and see if that hurt. But
We're just roommates.
just, what? And why? What's going on?
I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to like. What do you mean? Like, outside, city's in danger again. Something's happening. I seem to be imploding. And in here, I've been just chatting up Mom
She like
or
looks over
something.
and like sort of we get an over-the-shoulder panel of her. Nothing there.
Oh,
Oh,
God damn
no.
it. You know. Do,
And Void Mother says she doesn't need to see me.
Ooh.
You wanted to speak to her.
I don't know. This dude just like looks mad. You know, it just has like angry face.
Are you? Are you okay? Brody, are you okay?
I'm fine. I've been better, but I feel okay here. I'm fine. I sometimes come. I find myself coming here whenever I need to get away.
Very confused. This is a very alien concept to her.
I love this. Rodasi like is also like she's like, you know, I mean, I'm sure you've done that before, right?
Let's try those breathing exercises we practiced.
No.
In through the nose.
I know. Listen. I think I just need to get some things straight. And
In Pride Month?
stop.
Shut up.
I just you know, like I was talking to, and then I like gesture to myself, I guess, to the void.
And I think
And-
like sort of it does another over the shot like shoulder for her, and like now we see like just the mat on the shiny black of the silhouette of Void Mom there. So like she knows something is there now. It's not like she's like, okay, you're not like totally crazy,
Yeah.
but like still doesn't hear, still can't acknowledge. She like looks very freaked out again. Well, like you bring her back.
You know, I feel like I'm between so many different worlds, and I need a place to hide. I need a place to get away. And Senny, I think she like kind of is like really avoiding eye contact. It's like I don't know. I think I needed somebody out there to talk to, and I was just too scared. I'm guilty to. She's like really
You
trailing
share your
off, like
vulnerability?
really doesn't want to say it. Am
Okay,
I
you're
sharing
not,
another vulnerability?
No, you're not, because you just said you don't want to say it.
No, I'm like, yeah, it's like hard for me to like kind of get out the words of being like, well,
I think you gotta say it to share the vulnerability. She'll interrupt you if you don't want to. She got something to say.
well, yeah, like I think she's like kind of dancing around the top.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I wanted to. I should have maybe.
Hey, like she like grabs your forearms and like jerks you a little forward to like snap you. I'm like, could talk to me.
I think like we make eye contact at the panel. It's like we're like looking, it's like a side thing. We're looking at
Yeah.
each other. Could I though?
Big like pink echo.
Yeah.
She like kind of lets go a little bit. Like she doesn't like fully let go, but like the grip loosens.
Yeah. I feel like the only time that we're alone, or that you show up.
When you say when we're alone, she like looks over her shoulder at like this little space, and like it's becoming more and more clear to her.
Yeah.
Like she starts seeing like some of like the white accents on the suit there, and like the little edges of the red chair.
Yeah. I like that. It's like yeah, it's whenever we're alone or whenever like we could talk. It's always in the context of you come to pick me up. You know, you come to scold me. I don't know when it's like I don't know. I can't tell the last time that we've been sisters. You know, not.
What's your mundane at?
My mundane's at 2.
2. Okay. Nah, like her face like twists in like anger and like pained anger. What do you want from me?
Oh.
You're never home. I have to work. The only time I get calls from you are to bail you out. One of us had to be the adult.
I think Rodasi's like kind of again shrinking into herself a little bit, but
And like she sees that and like she's like, oh shit. She like realizes like shit.
Oh,
like she's like realizes like, oh, you're right. But like that and like her outburst.
I think she's like Rodasi's like
It's not a healthy way to get to that point, but
I don't want to argue. I mean, you're right. And she kind of like she's like, and it's about I'm not a child anymore. You know, it's not like
sort of like you two are talking over each other, I think.
Mhm.
And like she's doing like the toxic thing of like, I don't want to be this way, and like
yeah.
like,
And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I want to. It's like I also need to grow up, but I need somebody there to help me. It's there's like I think it's it's really kind of like culminating. Like Rodasi's like I don't know what to do anymore, and it's really scary. And I should have called you, but every time I think about it, I get scared, I'm worried. I grew up without mom, and I've been really worried about like I didn't have that, and it wasn't right of me to put you in that position.
You were young enough when she left and like disappeared that like you have like memories, like
I have
solid
memories.
right?
I think
Okay.
it was like I think we established that maybe I was like 8-ish, so it's like,
okay. So yeah,
I've had like time. She
Yeah.
probably took me to my first day of school, like small things like that. But like really, it's been like 10 years, right?
right.
I'm a completely different person than what I would have been if she was there,
I think sort of we get like panels of her like saying something, but like there's nothing is heard.
Yeah.
Like she is on mute, but Void Mom like says, and like we get an over the shoulder shot of her like looking at you two. We get a little like peek at her notepad, like the very corner, and all of her notes are in math.
Oh. Okay. Uh-huh.
Why do you need her approval?
Is that what Void
I think
Mom
she was
says?
like there.
This is Void Mom.
Yeah.
Why do you need her approval?
A force of nature doesn't recognize gender.
Yeah. Why do you need their approval? I think I turn around. Like I kind of like turn around to. It's like, she's my sister. What do you mean? Like I think it's like that's like just my answer. It's like, what do you
Like, buh.
Yeah.
I want, and then I kind of like look back her, and it's like I want her to be proud of me. Like it's just like
As though it's the most self-evident thing in the world.
Yeah,
right?
like, what do you mean? This is just how families work. This is what family dynamics are.
Scribbles some math that doesn't make sense. Like nods, and like suddenly you hear your sister again, and like she's in the middle of saying some shit, like replying to you, like sort of trying to self-justify, but like recognizing like she's self-justifying, like sort of talking in a loop.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you remember, but Dad is different now than before. And juggling him and you and this job has been a lot. Like, I'm not trying to blame you, it's just two sides to every story. And
I mean,
it's, I miss Mom too. And I have to go out there every day into, I don't know what I'm going into sometimes. And I have to think about who's going to be at home to watch you if I can't come back.
oh,
And I'm sorry I was hard on you. But I needed, for me, to be sure that if it was just you and Dad, that you would be okay.
oh.
Dad doesn't. Dad is afraid of you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Dad is afraid that you would be just like Mom.
Those are kind of just like. So he what? Thrusts you into the orbital position and
No, that's why he's
pushes me
handing it off
down?
to Ichul.
so I don't even
It's-
get a
it's-
shot at it? So I can't even prove him wrong?
Void Mom is gonna say, why do you need his permission?
Oh my god.
And your sister's like sort of muted again and like trying to explain, like obviously. And I think that background of like the scene that's happening like
Mm-hmm.
in the real time, it's like it's less and less elongated.
Oh yeah, because we're getting to.
And Void Mom says, we'll need to pick this up another time.
I think I like turn around back to Sunny. I think my eyes are a little wide. Like I know, like we're about to be basically disconnected, right?
Yeah.
And she's
Time
like,
is we can bend time, but we do not.
yeah.
It is not under our purview. That is another's.
This thing like kind of reaches her hand out, like grabs Sunny's hand and says, "Hey, I'm sorry. Can we go bowling?"
It's very confused, and then you wake up and you're
Yeah.
looking up at Manny.
last word of the word bowling is coming out. Ing.
Bowling. I just want to go bowling.
You look up at Manny and like you see a giant rock getting ripped across the sky.
Rodasi just kind of, I think, yells at Manny like, "What's happening?"
It's over.
It's over, and then we get a big onomatopoeia of a crash as Tanvi hurls a huge rock at Leela, and then we cut over to Fliodhas, and Fliodhas, like, you're looking at your mom and dad, and Sammy is like next to Becky Kelsey, and Becky Kelsey's like trying to sneak away, and that's where we cut to our traditional ad for Jamison's Meats. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back in 5 to 10 minutes. Go, please enjoy your brand new spicy paprika Jamison's Meats.
That one sounds normal.
Yeah, that wasn't. Hang on.
No, that's good, Kevin.
Your special polyhedral Jamison's Meats.
What? Like meat?
Sort of leftovers from Gen Con promotional. They're trying to
They're just
offshoot.
dice
A really
shaped.
Like
long
meat?
D8.
Gummies? How do you even
Oh.
meat gummies?
I mean, it's a meat paste. They just put it into an ejector, into a form.
So it's just a bunch of like little dice, meat dice.
Yeah. Viditya, you of all people.
All people.
Pick us out.
We have to go.
Mister, I'm gonna make 3 podcasts about putting dice in my fucking mouth.
I'm a vegetarian.
Let me gargle some D12. So Fliodhas, you're on this dais, this stone dais, this carved stone dais in the middle of this henge. And Becky Kelsey is supporting Sammy, and they're both like very confused. Why are they in the middle of Ireland all of a sudden?
Right.
These rolling hills of grass and like sort of wheat, sort of flowing in the wind, alien wheat. And sort of as the scene is going on, like Becky Kelsey's like about to like try and sneak away, and like you're about to like interfere and like stop her. Like a couple like silhouettes, shadows like sort of cross over you and like start to land, and we see Sun Wukong sort of landing on his little cloud, and next to him is another little cloud carrying Mr. Koa.
Oh.
Yeah. Amazing.
Mr. Koa looks and is like kind of scratching. Fliodhas?
Oh, she like gives a little wave like, hey Mr. Koa.
You know why we're here?
I kind of look over at Sammy. For him?
Sun Wukong is about to like, he like sort of jumps up and like puffs out his chest and like points and is about to say some big stupid hero shit, and Mr. Koa just like kind of puts a tentacle in front of his face.
Nice. And Fliodhas says, I understand that this child needs to be taken care of, and she like looks down, I think makes eye contact as much as I can with Sammy for like the first time maybe, and she says, I'm so sorry about what I did to you. I'm so sorry that I hurt you, and I want to do whatever I can to make up for that and to make sure that you're safe.
Sammy looks very confused. Has no idea what you're talking about.
He doesn't remember from when he was a monster?
Apparently not.
Wild. Okay.
You've just admitted to a crime you did not know you were guilty of.
Wild. and
Very vague, sir.
she says, there's a power in you, little one, that people are going to try to exploit and try to control. And I want you to know that you deserve to be somewhere that you're safe and that you're protected. And I hope that we can figure that out together. But I need to make amends for what I did. And we haven't mentioned it much, but around her neck she has like a golden torque that is like her sort of symbol of like her position of being like the champion of her people. And she reaches up and like holds it and then just like snaps it, so it breaks into two pieces. And I am going to make a sacrifice to absolve my guilt and clear guilty. And we can see that, like, I think, like, there's, like, sort of an aura around her that's visible when she's in, like, the presence of all of her people. It, like, just dims a little bit as it breaks. And she sort of looks over at the heroes. We get, like, a shot of looking at them and then looking at Becky Kelsey, looking at her parents, sort of getting everyone, like, together. And she says, someone needs to take care of this child, and I don't know if Earth is safe for him. I just don't think it's built tough enough, honestly. And she sort of like gives a look over at her family, like, I think that Shirt would be safe for him to exercise his powers, to learn to control them. There's a lot of room out there to roam around and figure out what's going on. But obviously we can't send a child to go on an alien planet by himself, as much as that might be fun. And she kind of like gives him a look like, do you want to go to space, kid? see if he's into it. Like, I just want to get a reaction panel.
Yeah. He answers in the affirmative somehow. In editing, like, he's sort of, we will figure out how he answers in the affirmative in a believable way, but he answers affirmatively.
Nice, cool. He gives
we'll fix it in post.
Yeah. And so she's got the two parts of the torque in her hand, and she hands one to Sammy, and she says, "My people can use the power that I'm giving up to attune someone to be a guardian and to be a protector for this child." And I sort of hold out my other hand with the other part of the torque, and I'm like holding it around to Mr. Koa and to Sun Wukong and to Becky Kelsey. And I'm like, will any of you take up this charge? And I think her speech bubble gets that like very elaborate illuminated manuscript kind of text.
I think Becky Kelsey like looks like, oh shit, like maybe this will get me out of trouble.
It definitely would.
But then, and she's like hesitant, but like also like she doesn't want to leave Earth. Like she doesn't. There's no Starbucks on Jupiter. She's like very hesitant, but like also like she wants to take care of this kid. Like she does have genuine, like sort of feelings about this kid. Like that, like a kid that like was held in custody. Like she feels bad for. She doesn't know why he was held in custody, so like even more so. And Mr. Koa is like, oh god, this is way up. I'm not built for diplomacy. Like, I'm built for physics and for stinging dudes. Can't believe I got fired from my job and I still have to deal with these kids. And then
He
like
loves
as they're
us.
figuring that out, it cuts over to Sun Wukong, who's already like admiring the thing, already having taken it.
Yes, awesome, perfect.
I wonder what it would be like to be a god to another race.
My God.
Oh my god.
A big broad smile goes across Flois's face, and she says, "You know, I think you'd like Chert. It's got some pretty extreme weather over there. It's got some pretty cool sights. Perhaps one such as yourself would fit in there well."
But are there peaches?
Millions of them?
Millions of
For
say
me?
Did you say peaches?
Yeah,
Okay.
because in the old story, he became immortal by eating a peach from them.
Right.
Oh,
She kind of looks like, I don't know what those are.
It's fine. I can bring some. We can
I'll plant them.
propagate those.
All right. Well then,
Do we go now? Or... We'll meet you there.
I think you're gonna want to take this ship. It'll be a lot faster.
This
And I
ship?
stood.
you're a fucking idiot.
He was just gonna float there.
He, like walks over to he's like, okay, well, like walks over to Sammy, puts an arm over him, like starts walking off to the distance. He's like, hey, can you turn into that big thing?
Yeah.
Do it. Come on, do it. Do it.
I want to see it.
Awesome.
That scene resolves, like sort of, it'll resolve off, the rest of it will resolve off screen. Who knows what happens back to Kelsey. And so we cut back down. Rodasi is in Manny's arms. I think Tanvi has driven Leela away in between the panels.
Smacked
Leela's
her
gone
with
from
your
the
ship.
scene. No.
You just threatened it. You're like, I could.
I had it in my hand. You said bring it.
Rodasi, you're back to consciousness. You just had the heart to heart with your sister and your patron. God, you're a warlock, aren't you? So you're being held. You're being swaddled in
I'm being
Manny's arms.
swaddled by
Manny.
Manny.
Manny looks darker than. Manny looks. The comics budget is like really increased just for Manny. Like they got a really a nicer black ink just for Manny.
Iridescent.
I think what it is that Manny is like that, like really dark, glossy purple.
Okay.
You know, like kind of like not quite oil slick, but like when people want to convey deep space.
Right.
And I think it's like little splotches of white ink are kind of like studded around it. Like didn't Captain Marvel have a galaxy phase?
Right. Or what's it? There's like the Spider-Man comic or whatever.
Yeah.
Was he Captain Marvel then?
There was some one of the like Mr. Marvel or Captain Marvel or whatever comics in the 90s had like a whole like space like I am the void thing. So I think it's like that, like like it's just like dark, like almost like covered in a sheen of stars. You know, that's kind of like like sloughing around him.
Yeah. I think.
And he looks at like down at Rodasi. It's like orbital.
And then he goes, "Are you okay?"
I'm not the one that was at the hub of a black hole.
I think she laughs. She like kind of chuckles at that. Like there's like a kind of a tension that gets broken for a second. Yeah, I guess that's what happened. But and then she kind of looks at you and is like, well, you know, you did that thing. You know, you did the thing that you said you would. be there, and be a hero. You protected me.
They didn't do it to be a hero. They did it to protect you.
I think it's Rosie's kind of finishing a little bit of her of her therapy session out here a bit. She goes, yeah, but that's what makes you a true hero, I got a lot to learn from you, Manny.
Tanvi,
Yes.
Tanvi, what are you doing?
I feel like she's kind of
Let's
like
get some salty in the sweet.
she's gonna bonk you both in the head with the ship as
She's
it
gonna
flies away.
stab you both. With one scythe, two bodies.
Just kidding, I'm going my own way. What'd she say?
You come up to me, or is this with?
I think she's coming up to both of you since y'all are chatting.
Sorry, I meant are you still with Layla, or are you coming?
Oh, yeah, I think she's
Layla's gone.
yeah,
Mhm.
she's
Layla's
just
gone,
maybe
okay.
just walking back into frame or something, but she's been coming.
The whole
back.
fight happened in the distance of the background.
Yeah.
Slap
Just
fight.
little tiny figures fighting.
So many cool fights happen in the background of our fucking conversation. This is a
Little jumping beans.
I mean,
in the back.
y'all keep wanting to talk.
yeah, I know.
Well, maybe Manny sees you come over and but is helping Rodasi to her feet.
Yeah.
And he shrinks out of war form
Mhm.
back into kid form at this point. I think at last, but he still has that kind of sheen around him, his skin. His clothing doesn't, but his skin is that kind of I've just been swimming through the void.
Yeah.
And I think he just stares at you why?
To me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think as you're saying that, Tanvi is also starting a sentence, so they kind of crisscross. Where she's just y'all should
Overlapping speech bubbles.
Yeah. She's y'all should have left, like I said.
Oh my God.
None of this would have happened if you listened to me.
If you had listened to me.
She's I'm not losing all my social battles today.
Can I do something real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I stumble towards you, and I just want to. What is that? I want to punch you in the face.
Take a powerful blow, Tanvi.
Yeah, but not a hard one. Again, we have the motif of we keep fucking hitting each other.
Yeah.
How many conditions
as
do you have,
friends.
Tanvi?
I have 4, I think. I had 3, but I just picked one up.
Take a powerful blow.
I'm really not trying to hurt him.
I'll take a powerful bow. I like the idea that you're just
Well,
I'm just gonna give her a playful punch, and you're coming out of the void. You're all out of sorts.
Yeah, you come out with even more power than before. You need to know and you
I'm
accidentally
surging.
murder her. And that becomes the
Don't
impetus of
realize your
whole new
eyes are glowing.
arc.
Rosie, what the fuck?
Welcome to the boys.
Welcome to the boys. I think I give you a swift punch in the shoulder. And I go, what the hell, hero? What was all this?
Hey. That's not your move.
That's what I say.
Know your role.
As one of the principals.
Know your role with 2 L's when you get show title.
Mm-hmm. It's a good.
I think you say that like playfully, but Tanvi like looks back at you really serious and it's like, I'm no hero. Nothing I did today was heroic. It was just what needed to be done. This was the cost. But I'd say I paid it, but everything went out of control, so I don't think my obligation is paid back, but everything
The
went.
cost was assaulting a truck downtown, causing this massive fight. The cost was cracking Rodasi on the back of the skull, causing a black hole to erupt. You're gonna stand there and tell me with a straight face that's what you needed to pay to for what? Some information? Come on.
As you're talking, we get a little interstitial panel of just one of Flois's arms that's like sort of like outstretched to the side, like she's doing airplane arms, with just the sky in the background, and her fur is like kind of flying up because she has jumped off of the spaceship.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's coming.
He's flying down.
She's arriving. Rodati will probably like back up Manny with like, you have a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
And this is a bad answer. Or you need a different answer.
This is the answer that I have. I'm not saying it's a good one, but I'll be honest. I had one task in mind, which was getting this thing paid off and done with. And that was it. That was all I was thinking about. I messed up big time with this, but I'm not gonna pretend like I was trying to be a hero by doing this. This was just me doing what made sense, and I wanted to get this thing done, and yeah, hitting you and stopping y'all just made sense in the moment. I just wanted all of you out of my hair and out of my way, and whatever it took.
You get like a big onomatopoeia of like a boom and a crack. This Flows breaks the sound barrier, landing back down on the scene.
Yeah. She previously was feeling very worthless because of her mistakes, but I think that with absolving my guilt and figuring out what to do for Sammy, she has successfully completed the trigger of doing something totally awesome, and is now legendary again. So she hits the ground.
Yeah.
The ground cracks. She doesn't. She stands up out of the crater, stretches. We hear like all the bones in her back popping. And she says, "Hey, what did I miss?"
A whole lot.
I'm glad you're in one piece. Is everyone else okay?
Yeah. It's done. Sammy's gonna be all
He's
right.
dead.
Two in the
Becky
chest and
Kelsey.
one in the head. Manny turns to like after that, like, okay, that situation's resolved, cool. Turns to Tanvi, I think, and says, "You said that we didn't understand anything, and I think you're right. I don't know what you've lived through. I don't know what pain you're carrying around. I have my own. I have a lot. But what I'm learning is that it's not fair for me to make that everyone else's problem. And when I'm struggling, I've spent so much time being alone and hiding from everyone else. And the only thing that does is it makes me more lonely. Tanvi, you're my sibling. And if I can't learn to trust you, if you can't learn to trust me, what the fuck are we doing here? I need all of you to have my back. That means I need to have yours. So when you're in deep, in a world that I have no understanding of, I have no idea what it's like to be a villain, to be a criminal. When you're deep in that world, the next time that happens, please come and talk to me first. So maybe we can keep all this from happening again.
I think Tanvi is kind of like taking a beat to hear out this. She's just like, okay. Yeah, I want to stay on this team and keep on working with y'all, but I'm also always kind of right on the edge of just trying to survive, because that's what I knew when I was working as a villain. It was just making it to the next bit job and making sure that I could get there, and then worrying about whatever comes after that. And that's just what's easiest when chaos erupts. That's where my brain goes. How do I make it so in this moment we survive, and then we'll worry about the rest of it later? And when it's villainy stuff, I really want to be able to take the lead and know that you guys will back me up when I need it. And sometimes backing me up means stepping back so I can take care of what needs to be taken care of. I can give you more information, though. I did go into this without letting you know. I'll give you what I can, but I also don't want to get you involved if I don't have to.
What if we want to be involved? Says Fliodhas with kind of like a gentle smile.
He's like, no. I said what I said.
My arc. Get your own arc.
I'm glad that you'll be letting us know. And I think that what we've shown today is that we can get through whatever happens, even if it's each other. Right?
We can get through each other. Is what I got.
He's like, hell yeah, I fucking.
She did it once to Rodasi. She could do it to the rest of you.
Yeah. Is this one of those situations that calls for an Earth-style group hug? Puts her arms out.
Manny looks up at Fliodhas. Someone's in a good mood.
Yeah, I just sort of resolved all of my personal issues and saved the day at the same time. It's pretty cool. So, feeling good.
I wish it was that easy. But he's like, it's like he's being a little snide,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah,
also
yeah.
like smiling about it, and he like kind of like gives you a little elbow.
Tanvi is like approaching, but she's like, fine. Like as if her body is moving without her. She's pouting the whole way into this hug.
Yes. All right. How's Rodasi doing?
I think Rodasi, like, I'm trying to come up with something so corny to say, and I'm just missing some words. I'm missing some words. She like, kinda, fuck. I think like she like reaches around and grabs all of you, and you feel a weight over everyone, but kind of like a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's comforting, it's closing. And she just kind of says, like, well, hug everybody. You know, when I was talking to the void inside my body and out in space, that's manifested as kind of a somewhat figure of my mom in like a strange kind of therapy session,
my belly
I
button.
suppose.
You know, that usual thing.
she told. She said, I learned that gravity, or like that I can't let gravity control me, and that I have to make my own spaces and choose whose opinions I actually care about. And you feel like everything got a little tighter.
Yeah.
Y'all, yeah, man, she just goes, I love you all. I love each and every one of you. Yay.
Thanks, club president.
Ew, this is not why I was hugging you all. It's like trying to get out. Too
Free me
mushy.
from this hell.
I'm too cool for this.
Like, as like y'all are laughing and like sort of feeling the tension release in this moment, we get like this onomatopoeia of like a loud whistle, like I would whistle too, like that's bad for people. It's like TV Kid is like just off, like the panel shifts like 2 feet over, and TV Kid's like standing there, having watched this whole like little
Of course we are. Also, is this just out of curiosity?
Yeah, are we triggering 4
Is this-
different share
Triumphant celebration.
moves?
Y'all feel
I don't know if it's triumphant yet,
Just a
but I think we
nice
could do it
celebration.
if we like did. Can we do like a team like huddle thing?
I mean, we're in the
That's
huddle.
what a group hug
Yeah,
is.
We're in the huddle, but like we like do like a on 3, like a, you know.
Community service club.
That's really good. Yeah.
What team?
What?
Yeah,
What
Manny
club?
puts his little
What club?
back claw into the middle.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. The show's canceled.
You let us have our chance.
Yes.
I didn't let you have dick.
You can't take us out. Only
Well,
I
there's
have the
there's a
power to-
Panera going,
I
so
can leave this
Flowis's
Zoom
great big
call.
furry hand goes on top of yours. That's 2.
Yeah. Rodasi's hand goes on top. And do we all just look at?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 3 of us waiting for
There's
It's
just
the
time.
3
most
panels next
cliche
to each
thing.
other, almost being
Yeah.
like,
Kill them now.
Tanvi puts her scythe out. This is
Drop
what I
the
was
mountain
waiting
on
for.
them.
This is what I was like. One clean strike.
Summon the mole men.
What
The army of
fuck?
chuds just erupts from the sewers.
We can't have this.
Tanvi's like, I could have summoned mole men.
Yeah. Use your power.
Yeah, Tanvi just puts her scythe. She like pulls it out and then flips it over and puts her hand in. but she's still holding the scythe.
Awesome.
Oh
Community Service Club.
god. Community service.
Yeah. We'll blow it up.
Yeah. Competing chants.
Yes.
We all say different things on free.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was just like heroes. Is that not what you all just yell?
Right.
You don't just yell heroes all the time.
I think in the chaos of this, there's like one little panel where Manny like tugs on the edge of Tanvi's cape, and just looks up like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna understand what it's like to be you, but I hope one day that I do.
I think when you tug the cape, it like comes off of her shoulder.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like I think
it just comes completely loose. Yeah.
Tanvi's like, I don't know if you have to understand for us to get along and work together. I don't think I'm ever gonna get this hero stuff. Over my head. But I'm interested in coming up with my own idea of what it can be to help people.
We'll work on it.
Oh.
And the whistle cuts in.
Yeah.
And then shifts over. You see TV kid like 3 feet to the left. And
Yeah.
aren't y'all on probation?
Oh, don't worry about it. I have
Some stray
diplomatic
dog like comes up
immunity.
to her heel and heels next to her, and she like just starts scritching it without like breaking eye contact with y'all.
Tanvi tries to throw her scythe. Someone stops her.
Aren't you all in trouble already for these shenanigans? No, she wouldn't say shenanigans. She'd say horseplay.
There it is.
Horse plucky.
I toss a like rock towards her and like a little smooth arc, and it's one of the little like communicator stones that's got the runes engraved on it, and she sort of like jerks her thumb upward and says, "Take it up with my mom."
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Like, that's a good line, kid, but I think your principal's gonna be the one that. This is me saying y'all need to get out
Oh,
for
okay.
police come.
Can you throw that rock to the principal really fast, but like in a non-lethal way?
I'm not gonna tell her you were here. Are you gonna tell her you were here?
I mean, I kind of like some recognition, if I'm being honest. But
Yeah, I pretty much saved the day earlier.
All right, it's your.
we
ass.
should go.
If you want to stay and explain why y'all are on probation and got Mr. Koa fired and still are doing the hero thing, like y'all are free to. I don't know.
You got fired?
Oh no.
Oh, it's okay. Well, I don't know if he's going to space. He's up on the spaceship. He might be having a good time. Maybe he'll
He's
fall in
already-
love.
Mr. Koa got
farm.
fired.
He's like actively pushing
All
us
right,
out now.
yeah, like, okay.
As soon
You're
as
just like sweeping us away. The giant candy cane is pulling us off the stage.
as soon as that feels like, oh, this is our moment to go. Where we're going.
Yeah, no, Tanvi
He's got to
clocked that
skedaddle.
right
Well,
away.
skedaddling's good.
But y'all are still yelling.
Where do you go?
Oh.
We go to the malt shop?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can go to school. You can go to the malt shop. You can go to the redwoods,
The beach?
the beach.
There's the
You
park.
can go to
Oh,
Flores'
the
house.
beach. We had our sad scene on the beach last time.
You know,
Yeah.
what if we did the parallel,
Yeah.
but on the better side? Because it's where the team came together, anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
You know where the team really came together? It was the freeway. So you should go to the overpass.
We should just go to-
Just go to the middle of the freeway.
Y'all, all of you can fly. You can just hover.
Damn, you're right.
It's just good jumps.
yeah.
It's falling with style.
You have to keep jumping. I'll put a rock under you. That's up
Okay,
in the
so
air.
you're at the beach.
Yeah.
See, on the beach, we get like a panel of like all of your silhouettes from behind, and like this very vaporwave sunset in the distance. All of you brought snacks, and there's a stand in all of your snacks.
Ugh. Gritty.
This is up to y'all. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like
unless you want a super villain to come in here, somebody's got to say
No.
something.
Rodasi probably breaks the silence with. Wait, what month is it? This is. I mean, a little apart. I'm
It's
kind of curious how far away graduation.
This feels like
No,
end of
wait, it's
semester
school.
energy,
It's
Yeah.
I think it's end of the mid semester, so would that be
Like December or something?
yeah.
Oh, we're still in the first semester of the year.
Yeah, it's like early December. Like winter break is about to come up, and like because it's California, there's no such thing as a season. So
Yeah, I was
There's no
so
visual
confused. I was
right?
like,
Balmy 72 degrees
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
are you
it's
telling me
hot.
it's been winter this whole time?
yeah,
That's
which is the perfect reason why they set this comic in California, because they only have to draw one season.
Oh my god, that's so fucked. That's really fucking with me right now.
always like this.
I legitimately had an epiphany earlier this week. But like, oh shit, they're trees turn orange in real life and not just in cartoons. in
Yeah.
autumn.
Amazing.
3 out of the
Good.
5 of us know that.
Oh my god.
I
Secret
marveled at the
knowledge.
snow at a
The only
friend's
time you
wedding.
see
like
The only
like the
time you see
movies.
bald trees in California is after a fucking fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they cut all the
There's fire
leaves
season, and
off.
that's it.
Oh god.
Okay.
What should I? So now this is gonna be like. Okay, this works because she really just wanted to ask. So what's everyone's plans for winter break?
I'm gonna learn curling.
He's
You
been
need
wanting
it.
to do that.
You need the ice for it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna think it's so cool. They freeze over the gym and everything. They have these big machines that drive over Zoombinis, and they just brush ice all over everything.
That sounds logical.
That's how they do it. That's how they do it.
Okay, Salameka.
What about you, Manny?
You know, I hadn't thought about it. I'm just kind of drift from thing to thing. I've never really had plans. Not really popular, you know. I was thinking about brushing up on my SQL and everything, but
Okay.
I think Fliodhas is like, hey, come on, man, you're popular with us,
Yeah.
and like gives you like a more intimate than usual, like slightly shoulder enveloping like pat, and I think kind of like what I'm trying to open up with an act of emotional or physical intimacy, which is my share of triumphant celebration. So I think she gives you the pat and then just kind of like flops down next to you, and kind of like leans up against you a little bit, just in like a very casual, companionate way.
yeah.
So you can either act surprised, which will make me get weird about it, or you can act natural and I'll clear a condition and give you influence.
Nice. I mean, I think I don't think it's like unusual that you would do this, especially in this context,
Right.
right? I think it's more like, oh, I wasn't expecting the boo. I think
Yeah.
Manny's got like a really big like a big gulp
Ah!
that he's drinking with two little claws.
Ah.
So when you like bop him, he kind of does the like little big puffy cheeks. But then I think he like kind of leans against you, like nuzzles a little bit because he's so small and you're so
He's
big.
so small right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And I think he looks up at you, like kind of like almost a little starstruck, like, you know, Flois. I mean, that's really nice of you to say. I think you're a lot cooler than you think too. I mean, you're the herald of a planet. There's all those people up there who are counting on you,
Somebody
who
walking by.
believe in you.
Yeah.
Somebody walking by just yells, "Flows!" Hey.
Yeah.
There's like two Churtons like on it.
It's
Yeah,
Dick Brick.
yeah. Nice. She gives
Um,
no away.
A Churton and Brit.
And I
Yeah.
think he just says like, you're so strong and wise, and when you were in the fight and you did the boom and then with the boom, and he like there's a little kind of 3 or 4 really animated Mannies doing different like
Little
fighting
punches,
poses
jumps.
with like bow pam wag, you know.
I think a smile sort of like slowly breaks out on her face, across a couple panels going down next to those. And she says, "Thanks, Manny. I think I really needed to hear that. I was feeling pretty down on myself for a minute there, but you know what? You're right. I am pretty cool." And I'm going to clear Hopeless.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No more hopeless.
And then you get to get influence over me,
Okay.
which you already have.
I already
according to
have
my
influence
notes.
over you. I'm gonna shift your superior up.
Uh-oh, it can't go any higher.
I don't want to do that.
Do it. said
Uh, what about your savior?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you protected everyone. Like you saved Sammy. You got people out of danger.
Surprisingly good saving, actually. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think it was going to work out that well.
I think it's like your savior up, and your freak down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, you're so cool, and like I know it's hard being an alien, the only person of your kind on this planet. I mean, not anymore. But you saved everyone. And that's worth cheering for.
Aww. Well, to the first of many victories, and she like toasts with her drink,
Yeah,
her
your
big gulp or something.
your corn Fanta.
Yeah.
We clink the big gulp and the bottle together.
Yes.
Or does he, Tanvi? Either you have a moment of triumph, you want to celebrate here?
I think I do.
Before you do that,
That's
Tanvi's like answering your question because you had put it out to all of us.
Yeah.
Tanvi was like, well, I'm planning a game night. And then she like pulls out like a thing and it has like everyone's name on it. And she's like, so this is what we're going to be playing. And she like puts on her little visor from
Oh my god.
The poker visor.
cafeteria.
Amazing.
She's like got a list and like schedules. And she's like, all right, so we're going to go to the Vioma house and we're going to play these games. And then, so you'll need to bring that.
Coming to my
Rodasi. And then like,
You've invited yourself.
and then this weekend you'll be at our house, and like she's just planned out like a bunch of days for us to hang out.
That's so cute.
You wouldn't offer her house? That's such a rich kid thing to fucking do.
Oh my god.
That's why Tanvi is just
I have the nicest house, but none of
invited
you-
herself.
Yeah.
We're just gonna show up outside.
all
This is
8 of us
big.
can cram in this little tiny bedroom, children's bedroom, instead of like going to my house,
To my house, yeah.
palace.
But you'd find I don't want it. It's so messy. It's so big. I'm so embarrassed by it.
I don't want you to see.
It's not my
anything,
money.
it's
It's my
too
parents'
big.
money.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to all the columns in our house.
Oh my god. Tommy, this is really expensive. You know, we only have like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, so every minute counts. These are the times that we'll invite Division. He doesn't get to come to all of them.
Right.
like
So there's like an 8-player game, so you gotta get like 2 divisions in there.
It was like Captain Sona.
2. Who are the other 2 players?
One is Becky Kelsey.
Where's Becky Kelsey? Because we're gonna invite her because we need a turn.
Sammy Skypes in from church.
Oh,
There you go.
a child. A child.
The other shots can be there, but they can't play, or they'll have to swap out.
Sean fills in the gaps this week. Yeah.
How nice for Sean. The seat filler.
The
That's
bench
his
warmer.
fucking superhero name.
Yeah.
Tanvi invited him because she wanted him to be there. Because she's like, I don't know.
Sometimes. Only sometimes.
Yeah, if he's in the way, she will push him off the cliff.
Good thing he wants a fucking jersey for
Oh my god.
homecoming.
What? No, this is gonna Tommy like. Hey, okay. I'm like looking at the schedule, like, yeah, okay, I can make most of this, and y'all are welcome at my place. No worries. It's good to know that you're not. I guess, like, Rodasi kind of looks at Tanvi like, yeah, it's good to know that you. I didn't know you were super into all these games. This feels a little out of character for you to be so gung ho about wanting to hang out with all of us.
What a rude thing to say.
Tanvi's like, I'm trying to be a part of the team. And I hear
Yeah.
games are good team building activities.
All right.
She pulls up a thing on her phone. It says it right here.
Right after the
Oh my
trust
God.
fall, we got
Yeah,
How
Close
to
is
make
looking-
friends.
the human knot.
I love it.
Flois looks kind of thoughtful and she says, do games count as sports?
Some games.
It's the spirit of competition.
Yeah.
I do like competition.
I mean, for many years and across many different cultures, games of all kinds were used to express or even resolve debates, things like that. I mean, even chess, the ultimate strategy game, represents the greatest battle of all time. The sort of the duality of 2 players pitching their minds,
Yeah.
representing 2 armies pushing against each other.
No, it's we get yeah.
Tanvi's like, okay, maybe I'm gonna replace some of these with like soccer and volleyball.
Yeah, we'll have some out. We're definitely gonna need to look over this list again.
You think I'm not going to win at chess? No. My people have chess.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pieces look way cooler than yours, though.
I'd watch that. I'd put money on Manny versus Flo's chess match.
That's
Okay.
superiors at 3 right now. Let's go.
Tanvi's like, I'm much more into this. Yes, if we're taking bets, yes.
But have you heard of chess boxing?
Oh my god.
Heard of it somewhere.
Oh!
I think Rodasi is like, now I definitely put money on that. That changes my answer dramatically.
I think we hit like the very Saturday morning cartoon, like sort of tilting up. because like we follow the word bubbles as like y'all still continue.
Yeah,
to
we're just
talk and
having
stuff.
fun.
And like we
Yeah.
look up to the sky, like it sort of goes from orange to like pink to like more purple and like into black. And then we get a couple pages of black. Then like it's in the little black little spinning very in the center, little spinning chair with Void Mother like starts to spin into frame, sort of scribbling in her little notepad. Sort of looks up, like straight ahead, like into camera, quote unquote. Hello there. Camera like turns and it's like Void Mother's face, like in a very fish eye lens, and like kind of pulls out, and we see it's like, oh no, that's not a fish eye lens. That's a very reflective mask. There. So we see Turnabout floating in the void,
What?
not spinning or anything. He's totally in control. Hello.
No.
And that is where we end the cover.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
issue.
yeah.
Yeah, that's comics, baby.
Oh my god, I completely forgot.
Yeah. He's had
That's
orbital.
fucking
He's had orbital
comics,
powers
baby.
for a hot
Yeah,
minute.
for several
hot-
days.
Oh my god, I was thinking about that like 2 issues ago. I was like, didn't he like? Didn't she touch him? Touch? I'm getting all my phone. Did she
Yeah.
touch Teddy? I never brought it back up. I never thought about
Yes.
it.
That's very exciting.
No, hang on. Let me recall. He says hello, but like it's sort of like it zooms out to him, like sort of floating there. It's like sort of from waist up. He's got his arms crossed, and like in his left hand, he is rolling a ring across his fingers.
And
Yes.
eagle-eyed viewers will recognize that ring from when?
This is a affectation that the theater teacher also has.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Turning the thing over, the coin over note. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Reviews at home.
There's
A little editor's note. Turnabout is Tanvi's former supervillain mentor, who Tanvi was the
Tanvi and Leela.
apprentice apprentice
Professional acquaintance.
Professional apprentice.
accomplice is the word I'm looking for. Was the accomplice to Turnabout, a sort of C tier supervillain who just like did like smash and grabs, basically just wanted money and wealth. Didn't want much more of that. Was never like a super maniacal villain or anything, and replaced Tanvi with Leela when they found Leela, and then Tanvi took off to do the anti-hero thing and hero thing, and then back to the anti-hero thing, and Leela has since left Turnabout service, as far as we know.
Tune in next time.
Yes, and that is our episode. And now we get to the page where it's like it's once again on a normal white page. There was a lot of pages printed on black paper to save some money, and on a lot of that black void space budget, but still a expensive issue to produce this week. And we see the little chibi heads of all the players as we go through our basic move of end of session. And as I keep vamping to pull up the move on my thing, I'm scrolling.
Yeah, we each
The current
choose
window is
to
6
either
months.
grow closer to the team, grow into our own image of ourselves, or grow away from the team.
Yes. Let's see. Fliodhas.
I'm gonna say what? Mine is interesting this time. I think I probably mostly grew into my image of myself.
That makes sense.
I
You handled
kind of grew
everything by
closer to
yourself.
the team at the end, but yeah, I think the big emotional beat was growing into my image of myself, becoming legendary again, and
All these guys were like down there on the ground, like
Right.
being babies, having tantrums, and you were actually handling business.
Poor dog.
I like where my labels are right now, though. I don't even know what I'm
He
going
was
to change. All right, I think, yeah, I might say no, man, it doesn't really make sense to shift my superior down because I did some pretty good convincing people of stuff. Come back to me. I'm gonna think about this one.
All right, if we have to. Rodasi. You had all that time. You
Usually
didn't
put
have
me last.
Tanvi. Manny.
No, you didn't even give me a chance to answer.
I mean, I give you one.
Shut up, Manny.
I want to hear Viditya.
I mean, I definitely came into myself. I came into my own image of my own self. I think Rodasi now has like a clearer image of she's like, okay. I think like this episode was a little bit more of her figuring stuff out. She's like, I'm no longer like whose opinion do I care about and where do I belong? She's like, okay, you know what? There's been a lot going on.
People's opinions have only been holding you back.
It's true. and I've been worried about the wrong people.
Embrace your full libertarian self.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. I think I want to shift my superior up and my mundane down. My superior is still at a -1 after that. My mundane is a +1. First, it's I'm pulling myself back up. That's how I look.
Tanvi.
Yes. I think grew closer to the team. Definitely. I think that was the strongest moment, even though it wasn't necessarily like the majority of the where she was in the session.
I mean, you definitely made an opening for yourself once you cut open. Rodasi.
Jesus.
That was last episode.
I mean, no, she made the opportunity. Now she took advantage.
I helped you get into the void.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't have been there without me.
You're nothing without me.
I made you who you are.
Without me, you'd still be a sniffling little child. Worried about daddy.
Unemployed in Greenland.
Yes. Okay, who made you feel welcome?
I think it makes sense that it's Manny. Like, I think she feels closer to the whole team, but we're the ones who actually talk to each other.
Right. Hashed it out.
Well, connecting to some persons connects you to the team overall. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that makes sense. Ooh, I say I could do any of these. Is there any condition that I feel like makes sense? I could see clearing angry. I'm stuck between clearing angry and giving Manny influence. Actually, do you already have influence over me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, then I will clear angry because that makes sense. I think it makes sense that
I get influence anyway.
Oh, cool.
I get influence, and then you choose to either clear a condition or mark potential.
Okay, then I will clear angry because I think the other ones still make sense that I would be like guilty and insecure.
Yeah.
And afraid.
Yeah.
For labels, I think I'm gonna shift your superior down and your mundane up, because I think the theme for Manny was like, it's not like trying to say like, oh, you need to be a savior or whatever. It's like, no, you need to talk to people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a hero, if you're a villain, if you're somewhere in between. You're still a person. You're still a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and like if you had talked to us about this, we wouldn't have had this whole cross communication thing.
As
Yeah.
long as you talk to me, you can do all the villain stuff you like.
It's also like the first issue that he's like called you his sibling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is like, yeah, I'm seeing you as a person, not as like a villain or a threat. Or,
Yeah. Or just like
Whatever.
something that's there.
Right.
Yeah, I think that hits her. I think that hits him also. That like, oh, you're acknowledging that we're like in a relationship, a family, bonded
right.
relationship. Yeah.
Okay, I figured mine out. I am gonna shift my danger down and my savior up because I didn't throw a single punch all episode. The only thing I hit was the ground, and I did some good saving and good defending people.
Yeah, you did a diplomacy. And you also got rid of your rival.
Yeah, that was a pretty neat move.
Yeah, literally shift your rival off the furthest edge of space.
I mean, it's also
Get
my
outta
home
here.
planet
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're here. In
for now.
God, imagine if you come home and like Sun Wukong is like the new favorite of the entire planet.
I
Oh.
know. It's like it has delicious opportunities for drama.
Next season, renew us.
Spin-off comic.
Manny,
I think Manny grew into his own image this issue. Again, nice ending, but not like the biggest crux. Like, I think the biggest thing for him was like having this moment of everything's falling apart. Oh, I'm a mutable monster. I'm like the embodiment of like change and mutation. I can take on this burden, this pain, and fix the problem. No matter how like monstrous it might make me. I'm already falling apart anyway. It's very like self-sacrificing kind of thing. So that in theory that would shift my superior up, but I think in this case I think he's actually partially because it's already a 3. I think he's gonna be bringing his superior up. Is like I'm the one to do this, you know, like I'm using my knowledge, whatever. I'm the only one who can make this happen. Because I'm this all-powerful being, even if I don't know the extent of my power. And I think that means he's also bringing his mundane down. That's like, yeah, no, I am I'm not a hero, I'm a monster. I can make this happen. And his freak is locked too as a result of the
Oh yeah.
moment of truth.
Yep.
So
Nice.
it's always at +3 now. So that's me.
right. And that is everybody, for better or worse. Thank you so much for joining us this week. No alt covers. They spent all the budget on all those black.
They used up all the ink.
Yeah.
All the ink
There
in
was
the
6
entire
pages of
studio.
just void before the void, before anything happened to the void.
Damn, no covers at all.
And they had to
this
spend
one.
extra for the polyags that went into it just so they could avoid having a cover. It's the whole thing. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us next week for issue 20, the final issue of this run for Varsity Hues. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. And then after that, Viditya and JR are doing something special for issue 21. I don't know. At them on Twitter. Let's hear about
Allegedly.
everybody and see where you can find them. Rue, who are you? Where are you at?
It's me. Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me at Cherry Drop on Twitter. You can find my games at rue7.itch.io, where I have finally kind of collated all the things that I've worked on, so you'll be able to see all of them there, which is very nice.
Hey.
And yeah, that's everything with me.
Simon, who are you? Where are you at?
I'm Simon. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris. I write and publish tabletop role-playing games at colorspraygames.itch.io. I'm a voice actor for the queer sci-fi and fantasy audio drama The Penumbra Podcast. If you want to hear yourself represented in stories, that's at The Penumbra Pod on Twitter, thepenumbrapodcast.com. I'm also making a lot of content on TikTok, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, so if you're interested in checking out some RPG content and some board game stuff and some social justice things, it's Color Spray Games on TikTok.
Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Guerrero. You can find me on Twitter at Fractal Dragon, and I design games at fractaldragon.itch.io. If you want to hear my game Dragon Hearts on the games for... Nope, it's so complicated. GTRTPRPG, Gaming for Trans Rights Tabletop
Yeah.
podcast. They are playing that. It's super fun. Just put out the finale, which has me just sort of sitting there being like, wow, that was really cool when cool shit happens. It's extremely fun. And then the next episode coming out, it's going to be a designer interview with me, which was really great. So go check that out. It's a really fun little queer podcast just getting started. And it's a super, super fun time. All the people are really great. So go check them out.
Viditya.
Hey everybody, I've been Viditya, and you can find me online at Viditya Voleti, and you can find my games at vidityavoleti.itch.io, where you can find my newest game, Blood Mean Badlands, which is a cool one. I don't think there's much else going on with me that I could think of in terms of things to promote. So let's say if we get a good audience and a good reception for our finale, then I will drag JR into something. Let's make it happen. So spread the word. I'll figure it out.
It's going to be good.
Our, yeah.
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 Yeah. I am. God.
Forgot every single one of your names.
Influenced.
My name is.
Do another take. Hi, I'm Kevin Thien Nguyen. My pronouns are currently he, him. You can find my games over at winconditions.com, and you can reach me over at aliexpress.com/knit_knack. To reach me. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, y'all. We are going to be rating Intelligamus.
That's right. We are going to go say hi to Josh, aka Wallstormer, friend of some of the folks here. Really, really clever individual who talks about the intersections of video games and society and what each of those can teach us in either direction. Looks like he's checking out some No Man's Sky. There's a lot of new content for that game, which looks really cool. So if you want to stick around for some cool conversations and some space adventures, get your emotes out, show them some love. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.